So I'm going to extract code.zip in a new folder because the current rapid row is really long and I can delete from it, but I prefer to take some good parts from it instead of so the new folder I'll create will be called rapid row clever, because I hope that this is going to be the more clever version of my rapid row. And again, I'm going to have platform X, which is an array, platform Y, which is an array, platform count, which is a number like 5. I'm not going to have enemy platform X, enemy platform Y. Instead, I'm going to understand if a platform is an enemy according to this boolean that I'm going to call isThePlatformEnemy, or is it enemy? I don't know. Perhaps this is a good name. And in your task, that was the name that I will even add the here. So those are going to be the arrays that I'm going to have, and yeah, the single value of platform count. I can easily add platform size, but I prefer you to do it later. Initially, all my platforms are going to be 100 pixels wide, so I'm going to write this code now that is going to loop through all of the platforms. And no, I'm not going to write it now, sorry. I'm going to steal it from here. So I will need a variable which platform to use. Let's see if this line can fit into one line, which is not always a good idea to try to fit lines, but so I said that you are going to make sizes of the platforms, so I'm deleting this line. And if I'm not going to have a size array here, I should subtract 100, for example. So the left part of a platform could have values from 0 to 700. And I need to also give one more array a value of each of the. isThePlatformEnemy is another array that I need to give a value to. So I'm going to give to each of its elements a true value, so that this will make all the platforms enemies. Instead, I want them to be not enemies initially. I'm going to give false values, and later perhaps some of the enemies are going to be really enemies, not normal platforms. I'm not going to change the Y of the player according to the mouse, but according to other events, like usually he's going to go down, and as you know, sometimes this code is going to make the player go up. So I'm going to take all of this code. You see that this code was copied and pasted for the enemies. Now I'm going to have it just once. So we are going to be able to step over a platform, but only if this platform is is not an enemy, so I'm going to write in the else of this if. And if in this if it is an enemy, then totally different thing should happen. Not stepping over the platform, but instead logging something like game over. You hit enemy platform. There is another part of this code that I'm totally not going to change, because luckily all of this is the same for both enemy and normal platforms. I need to not use platform size if I don't have such an array, and I should not give it a value. So this is becoming much more simple than all of this, which was a really horrible copy and paste. You can see that there is something a little bit more complicated here in this if, but this is the only place when there is difference between an enemy and a normal platform in the whole of the update, so now update is so much shorter. There is one more place that there is a difference, so I'm going to take this code from the draw and I'm going to edit it so that, yeah, we always should draw the platform on its X and Y, not with the size that is specified in an array, but always with size 100. I think that the task that I'm preparing to give you is going to be just undelete everything that I changed to 100, but perhaps you will have new tasks too. So yes, we want to draw each of the platforms, but we want them to draw them with different colors. So if is the platform enemy with index platform to draw, then the selected color to draw should be blue, and red is the color that we are going to use for enemy platforms. And instead, if the platform is not enemy, let's use blue. So I'm pretty confident that everything is going to work, even with a code that's not 70 lines, but only less than 50 lines. We skipped a lot of copy paste, and let's see what is going on now. So nothing is working. This looks horrible. Let's see if I have some messages. Apparently I'm still using platform size on line 14. Let's see what's going on there. Yeah, here is a place that I don't want any member of an array. Instead I need the exact number 100. And I can see that I have about 3 platforms now, which is kind of strange, because here I said that platform count should be 5. Yeah, but everywhere I copied code from the old rapid draw that knew only to count up to 3. platforms. Let's see what is going on now. The platforms are still 3. Sad. Well, one more spot that I need to change is here. And should I be changing to 5, or is there a better value that I should use in all those loops? Well, yes, there is. I should not use a magical number like 5. This number means something for me now, but it is going to mean something completely different in some other situation for somebody else. So instead of 5, I'm going to write platform count here and even here. So I'm now really hoping to see all the 5 platforms. And no, I don't have 5 platforms. Let's see what is going on in the arrays. So platform X has 5 wonderful values. Platform Y has 3 wonderful values and 2 values that looks kind of big, which is bad. But I hope that they are going to change now. Nope. Only the first 3 values of platform Y are changing, and the last 2 are always constant. I thought that I have a piece of code that changes all of the Y's of this array. Well, let's change the values that I give initially to platforms. For example, if I write here multiplied by 100, then the differences between the Y's of the platforms is going to be just 100, and you can see that my platforms are, well, I have a frozen platform now and I could move right through it because of the last place in my code that I still have a magical value such as 3. Please try to learn to never do this, and when I'm doing it, you should know that I'm trying to trick you, or I'm just old and stupid, and yeah, I'm using numbers on a place where I should have a value, a variable, which I can change from only one spot. So you know, a lot of places you can see in my code that I have a specific number, and if this game is going to be something big, we will not want not only this 100 that I told you you will have task to change, but we will be able to change anything according to a user behavior or another event. So please try to use a variable everywhere instead of a magical number in your code. I'm going to start with this 3 and I'm going to change it to platform count, and immediately everything looks much better now, and my game is kind of easy, I think. So it's going to be a good idea to start changing the values of isThePlatformEnemy. What if here, after each resurrection, each teleporting of a platform, I check, and according to a random result, I change the value to enemy. So I can write if mat random is less than 0.2, let's make them platform, an enemy. You like this? Let's see how it's working. Well, either I'm too lucky or all my platforms are still not enemies, and this is error. This is my mistake in this code. I think that sometimes this should be happening, and I will print here new enemy, for example, and I hope that this is going to be printed really often. And yes, it happened once, twice, 3 times, but I'm not seeing any of those 5 enemies now, 6. So apparently there is something wrong with drawing all of them. So one good idea is to print this value here. So let's see which of the platforms are enemies. Oh, they look undefined. This is kind of sad. Why the values in isThePlatformEnemy are undefined? Well, actually the whole array is false. Actually, wait. Is this an array at all? Whoa! Well, I've just made the scariest error that you can do when using arrays in JavaScript. Sadly, this language allows you to change the type of something, and I created isThePlatformEnemy as an array, and I hoped to give it boolean values so that it can be array full of trues or falses. But actually here and on one more spot I'm using this array not as an array but as a single value. I should have picked here a specific index to use, and now I can see that initially everything is fine, everything is full of falses, but for some reason after I have an enemy the array stops being an array and is again full of undefined, because isThePlatformEnemy now is just a single false or true value. Can you help me with this? Do you see another spot in my code in which I am using the array not as an array? Your tasks now are fix the code that breaks the array isThePlatformEnemy, and then add a new array platform size. This is not a new array. We had it for such a long time, and now I deleted it so that you can practice write it in Git one more time. Good luck.